Growing up, I was obsessed with the pinnacle of 2D Mario games, but I confess, since Super Mario 64 took the plumber into 3D, I haven't found myself excited by a 2D adventure since. Compared to their epic 3D counterparts, they fall a bit flat for me. 2D pun intended. Super Mario Bros. Wonder though, changed that. This adventure brings us to the Flower Kingdom, where Bowser promptly shows up, scoffs a Wonder Flower, turns into a castle, and incarcerates the local population. Classic attention-seeking Bowser behaviour. Thankfully, Bowser's not the only one who can scoff weird flowers that result in strange and unknown effects. Wonder Flowers are Wonder's new hook. Activate one in any of the main levels and just about anything can and will happen. It could transform the level completely, or transform you, or just lead to a mini-challenge. Each leading to a Wonder Seed, which you'll need to unlock more levels and progress. I won't spoil any of the more wonderful Wonder Flower effects, but I'll just say these things are an absolute genius touch of game design. Having each level lead to some random game-changing effect keeps every level feeling fresh, and makes it almost impossible to put down. Not to mention, it effectively creates two versions of each level, one with and one without the Wonder effect. It was also another stroke of genius to fill levels with talking flowers that bring a whole extra layer of character and silliness to the adventure.
I wonder what Goombas taste like.
Wonder is just overflowing with creativity and charm. The addition of game-changing badges also revolutionizes the classic 2D Mario formula and adds a huge amount of replayability. Where a Mario game may typically have just one or two new gameplay mechanics, Mario Wonder's 3 types of badges gives you an entire arsenal of mechanics to choose from. Action badges give you special moves like a floating high jump or a grapple vine. Boost badges can give you a helpful boost like a one-time safety bounce out of death pits or a sensor that can detect secrets. Meanwhile, expert badges can throw on a whole extra level of difficulty for those that want an added challenge, like say not being able to see your character at all. I just loved having so many different ways to play at my fingertips, and I appreciated the option to have the best badge for each level picked for me, although often it recommended the Dolphin Kick badge, which only works underwater in levels that had no water. The badges also open up a mind-boggling amount of secrets and hidden areas, and with the removal of level timers, there's certainly no shortage of time to search for secrets everywhere. While there's a huge roster of 12 characters to choose from, thanks to the badges, it's an aesthetic choice now, and they mostly all handle the same. Luigi doesn't have his slightly higher jump, and Peach doesn't have her signature float move, for example. But being able to mix up any character with any ability is a much more flexible and interesting system. The exceptions being Yoshi's and Nabbit, essentially the game's easy mode, as they're both immune to damage, but they can't pick up power-ups. Yoshi's also get the extra handy abilities of flutter jumps and tongue grabs. It is a bit sad that they can't use power-ups though, mostly because I just want to see elephant forms of Yoshi and Nabbit. And of course, hear them say Wowie Zowie.
Wowie zowie!
But I suppose we can't have everything. Beyond the elephant, there's also 2 new power-ups with the Drill Hat and Bubble Cap, as well as the return of the classic Fire Flower to round out the powers. Being able to drill into roofs is kinda cool, and blowing bubbles as a means of destroying your foes is satisfying, but they aren't particularly exciting, at least not compared to being an elephant.
Wowie zowie!
4-player local co-op returns too, which is always great to have, although each player does have to use the same badge, which is a bit of a shame, but I suppose it's understandable considering some of the effects. As someone who typically plays his platformers solo, I was much more interested in the new Souls-like online features. Yes, Souls-like, like Dark Souls in Mario. Essentially, if you switch the online features on, you'll find levels filled with the ghosts of currently online players and player replays, as well as little signs or standees that can be placed down. If you die while any ghosts or standees are nearby, you can just float over to them for a handy resurrection, which saved my bacon multiple times. I always love these kind of online features. That sort of single player but multiplayer at the same time combo just makes worlds feel alive and gives you a little sense of community as you run around with ghosts or leave each other signs to help show off secrets and get through tricky bits. Praise the Wonder Flower. There's also actual online multiplayer now, where you can create rooms with up to 12 players and split into smaller groups to play together. You will need to play with your friends though, as there's no matchmaking. Sadly, I didn't get a chance to check that out for this review, but assuming it all works, more ways to play with friends is never a bad thing. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is just an absolute delight. It delivers the series' staple tight platforming and smartly overloads the classic formula with the most out there level design ideas and gameplay freedom that Mario has ever seen. Its creativity, charm, and modern online features will leave you constantly delighted and surprised. It's just wonderful. Play.